guys, welcome back to Angel Angela. And on this topic, we are going to be talking about you are the narcissist slave. You are the narcissist slave. At least that's how the narcissist views people. They view people as their followers. They view people as less than. They think everyone is dumb or everyone is stupid. It doesn't matter the amount of success or what you have. They think that you're dumb. They think that they're more intelligent than you. They think that whatever you have, whatever type of life you have created for yourself, whether you got help along the way, whether you didn't get help, whether, your family is just aware and awake and they have passed on knowledge onto you to make your generation of children better than everyone altogether, because that's what life is about. But the narcissist views morals and values as being weak. Some narcissists decide to get married, and build a life for themselves. But some of them are cruel. And they'll tell you, I'll never get married, I don't believe in marriage. Or some of them love getting married to as many people as they can so that they can form these connections to these people. And some just don't get married and just create children, But being with a narcissist, having someone actually tell you that that's what you are, a slave, I would think to myself, how can someone, call themselves my master? How can someone call me a slave? That's not what I am. But that's what you become without knowing. And by the time you realize it, they cage you in, they kill you off, or you've lost so much. And sometimes you're just happy with having your freedom, and they're laughing at you trying to rebuild your life, but they don't understand the inner peace you feel inside. They feel as if, that's weak. The narcissist views everyone in their life as slaves, as followers. They believe that, when they get around people and have this fake image and this fake personality that everyone loves or everyone's attached to, they always feel as if, well, you guys don't truly know me, so that means you guys are stupid. But let's be honest with each other. No one truly knows anyone. Sometimes you truly don't even know yourself. And when you go through this heartache with these type of people, you realize you clearly didn't know who you were, or you thought you knew who you were, but now you have a different perception of life, and you realize, hey, it's a good thing. It's like a blessing and a curse, right? Another thing that I also realized was when I would be out working at a bar, I remember just, married couples, not married couples, but, like a woman would come in very narcissistic. A man would come in very narcissistic, and they would both be married and both having an affair with each other, and they would try to get other women to join them, and have a good time and have drinks and things like that. I also noticed that it would be, couples where, the man is very quiet and he expects the woman to do all the talking, and the woman seems very bitter, very snappy, and I used to think to myself, like, this must be, a narcissistic type of woman, and he's sitting there has this smirk, but this hateful look in his eyes. And I would think to myself, like, she has to be a narcissist. And sometimes you want to say that everyone who is mean is a narcissist, but some people are actually just hurt people. And some people are not narcissists, they're just really hurt. And I also realized that these women would be very snappy. Say if something goes wrong, they would just explode from 0 to 100 really quick, right away. They don't have any patience. And you would think this woman's acting like a narcissist, but the thing is that the narcissist has controlled them so much that they start carrying these characteristics. They're not patient, because you have to think the narcissist gets bored very quickly with their supply, and then they're thinking like, I'm doing something wrong, and the narcissist is acting like they don't have any patience with you. So now this woman goes out into the world and she doesn't have patience at all for anything, and it's because she's carrying that energy from that narcissist. And I noticed that instead of understanding that other women are and a lot of chances are going through the same thing that you're going through, these women are snapping at other women, not knowing that these other women are also in that pain, and they're looking at them like, oh, this person's happy. But the matter and the fact of this is that other woman hasn't came into the realization that she is worthy enough, and the other one has. She might have a narcissist in her life that she's married to, but she understands that she has to keep moving forward. This other woman is carrying these narcissistic traits because she hasn't woken up out of that fog. She is a slave to the slave master. She hasn't realized yet that she's a slave. She's just trying to please the narcissist. So when someone makes something wrong, a mistake, they take it out on that person because they feel as if, hey, you know what? You just made a mistake. And guess what? Now the narcissist is irritated with me. Now they're going to take it out on me. Now they're going to yell at me. So now I have to show them that it's your fault. You did this so that I can walk out of here with the narcissist and we can talk about you, because if not, they're going to put the blame onto me. And that's another thing that I realized, was that these monsters are everywhere, and they're right in front of you, and they're all around you with, in the job place, at work, and with, your partner and things like that. And you're not realizing this, but this woman, even if she's an older woman, say, she might have been enslaved by this narcissist from a young age. And that's why there's so much hurt, so much anger, so much pain, because they don't know how to walk away. And this is what I call a modern day slave. This is a modern day slave. And this is what this video is about. So I wanted to speak of modern day slavery before I get into how this plays in with narcissism. Modern day slavery, and looking at the world like a jungle, like a zoo, and establishing reality from what the world has taught us, being conscious of who we are and not being enslaved by society, by music, by what is taught. We see the world for what it is. We see that there's men and women who are narcissists. We see that they're everywhere, whether they're low grade, high grade, men who sleep with women to be maintained, Narcissists who are wealthy and abuse their power over people. We see that there's monsters, there's devils who are real. And we live in a modern day society. It's 2021, you guys, and the world it's a new world. We do not live in those times where, someone can just come and get you or do something to you and nothing is going to be seen. We have phones, we have technology. The difference between slavery and how these narcissists, psychopaths, enslaved people back in the day, and the difference is that in those times, there was no way of escaping that type of torture because a lot of these slaves didn't even know how to read. They couldn't even read. They had no knowledge of what was going on. They thought that was all, that's basically life. That's what life is. They didn't know anything else, whether they were men or women. And that's what the narcissist does. They take everything away from you. They want to be your master. They want to be a god. They look at you as if you're their slave, and they need to put you in that position for you to bow down to them. And by bowing down to them is you need to be a replica of who they are. They need you to know them. They need you to know all their different faces, and they don't want you to make a mistake. They need you to understand that. And that's why you get punished, because they feel as if they've already let you know and now you're playing stupid. And you don't understand that there's really no love in their heart, and they keep telling you, but you keep falling for it. So, narcissists are there to enslave you. In society, modern day slavery, there's many ways that one can be trapped in their own mind. Almost everyone around you is a slave. They're either narcissists in those crowds, or just a lot of people who are asleep, who are sheep, and who the narcissist is feeding off of like wolves. They hate to be exposed. They hate for you to wake up because at this point they feel as if they own you. They've marked their territory on you. So poverty is one thing, is where narcissists really thrive on. If they're in poverty, obviously they're going to seek ways to get out of those circumstances, and they don't care, what they do, or to the extent of how they hurt others. This is why some of them get really violent. Another way of modern day slavery is education. Like I said, back in the day, we had books and things to educate us that, started to turn a light bulb inside of a lot of people's minds. People don't read like they used to. And in today's times, in 2021, now that we're living in a new world, all of our knowledge we get from the internet. That's how we expand our minds to what we listen to, what we watch, the music, and things like that. And most people who are slaves don't know that they're slaves, and they don't really care about what goes into their minds. They're just, doing what they have to do every single day, and just living their life without questioning too much. And these are the type of people, of course, narcissists love these people, because these people are either their followers or they're just people amongst the sheep that they know they can manipulate. Another thing that happens when in modern day slavery is that, if you were to get kidnapped or something like that, you're able to contact the police right away through 911, things like that. So the narcissist can't just come up to you on the street and say, hey, I have candy, get in my car. These kids are smarter than that. Think about it. Don't you look at these kids sometimes and it just makes you laugh at how smart they are? Like, if a stranger comes up to them, they're not going to get in the car. That's how smart these kids are. They're like, I don't know you. Like, they're like little adults. So now the narcissist is using their weapon, which is the internet, and they're telling lies to your kid's vision, and they're making these friendships with them through video games, through websites, through apps, building these friendships for the future, waiting for them to be legal. Or sometimes they don't even wait for them. They don't even wait to prey on them. That's why a lot of these narcissists, they get married. Narcissists, you guys, they exploit, and I don't know if you guys realize this, but in these modern times, men, although there's men and women who are narcissists, men have already marked their territory as being stronger, less emotional. This is why they're in the White House, they're in places of power. We have so many countries right now that women are still enslaved. So there's many ways of slavery, but one that really hurts me is that there's so many women that are enslaved, and then we live in this society where in this American culture especially, where women can treat each other very bad because they're feeling bad inside, because there's all these predators who are preying on them, who preyed on their mothers, who preyed on their fathers. And instead of these women sticking together, you're questioning if every woman is a narcissist as well. And like I said, there's some women who are just in pain. But the thing about narcissist abuse and waking up and not wanting to be like the narcissist is realizing that you have to do the opposite of what they taught you, because they taught you wrong. They changed your belief system. They changed your morals. Now you walk into a room, you're in a sad mood, or you're upset, or you have anxiety, or you're angry. And these are things, signs that you haven't healed, and that they still have power over your mind. And with modern day slavery, by the narcissist having power over your mind, even when you're not with them, or you're around them, or they blocked you and they don't want to talk to you, and you're losing control. They have power over your mind, and that's really all they want out of people. So they don't really care about you. They don't care about primary supply. Their whole thing is, I have followers. I am God. I'm going to get to high places because of this, not understanding that them being truthful to people will gain them more success. Now we can also say there are people like pimps who are also narcissists, and the difference between them is they don't get married and fake this life with you. They tell you up front who they are. They tell you, I don't have time to get married and to try to build a family because I don't have patience for that. I don't have patience. I don't, like, the only reason if we're going to have, kids together is because you're going to do everything I tell you to do. That's the only way. But we're not getting married. I never saw myself getting married because I don't care about, those type of things. I don't really care to take care of you, but you taking care of me will help me take care of you. And these people are coming at you as like vampires. And a lot of people don't think that they're serious. And that's the problem. They think they're kidding, or they think that they can win this person's heart eventually if they do everything this person is telling them to do. But they're not realizing that the relationship moves so fast because they knew that you didn't know what was going on, that now you feel like you're forced to do things that you don't want to do because you feel as if this person is the person you are supposed to be with. Or you feel as if you wasted so much time and there has to be some type of love in this person's heart, but this person is cold as ice and you just don't want to believe it. One thing about them is that they run in packs, but they act as if they basically are alone. They claim to you that they might have a lot of friends, but they tell you at the end of the day, I'm alone. I don't have anyone. But then you will see that these type of people will gather together and listen to their music and talk about all the women that they have basically drugged down to hell over some money in a car. And they all rejoice and celebrate in that. And then they bring women who are asleep, who don't even have a clue what's going on. They're just thinking, wow, it's a lot of men around here and we're having a good time, not understanding that these are the men that, Monday through Friday, they are walking around acting as if they don't have money. They're using and spending everyone else's money. They're creating chaos, confusion. They're being very secretive. They're portraying to be this person, and then here they are around other men treating them better, and you're wondering why, because these men are all connected to each other. And the thing about a narcissist is that they all feel like they're gods, they're masters, and they feel as if, hey, I'm the master, you're my slave, and me and my friends, we're all gods as well, and we I have power over you. And if you choose to leave me, because you're my slave forever, if you choose to leave me, this is what you have to understand. If you choose to leave them, they will make sure that the next person that you get with is connected to them. They will have their friends, they will have their friends come for you through social media. This is why you can't trust anything. You might think, I'm going to make a fake profile, a profile for a dating site or something. And you're thinking, there's no way, I'm going to bump into anyone. It's a big world. This narcissist will send someone. They will find you. They'll find something, and they'll send someone for you. They'll send someone to your job. They'll send someone to bump into you by accident. And they do this because they're like, hey, it's your turn to use her. Have sex with her. Do whatever you want to do. She's nothing. She's worthless. I almost had her, but I didn't get her all the way. So finish her off. That's literally how they think. And if you get with them, or you continue talking to the narcissist, they'll tell you, hey, you remember when we broke up? You were talking to this one guy, and I know that you guys went out on a date, and you tell them, hey, but I didn't sleep with them, but I know you went out on a date. And they feel as if you crossed me, and now I have to use and abuse you for the rest of your life because you crossed me. And you might have thought to yourself, well, you were with someone else. And they look at it, yes, but that other person I got with, I'm molding them to be my slave. You're already my slave, and you just have to stay in your place and stay in your little box, stay in your little cage until I come back. So it's a form of modern day slavery that a lot of men are doing and that the women don't know about. And I'm telling you guys, because I'm teaching you some game, you have to be careful as a woman who you're sleeping with, because a lot of these men are predators. Women as well. You know, in a woman's perspective as well, a lot of women trap men, get pregnant, so they can get child support money, so they can live a lavish lifestyle. You know, it's just that in society standards, even looking at the presidents, we still haven't had, you know, how long has it taken for us to get any, you know, a woman in the White House? Things like that. You know, all of these countries are dominated by men. So this is why I say this, and because I'm a woman too, you know, and I think to myself sometimes like, wow, like in these modern times, we live in a world where women can vote, we can work jobs, like, and I just think how much of a blessing that is, but we don't even care because we're trapped in another dimension, in another form of slavery, because we're enslaved by the people around us, by our jobs, by our partners, even by the churches. Now, what is slavery and enslavement? Slavery and enslavement are both the state and the condition of being a slave, who is someone forbidden to quit their service for another person and is treated like property. So women do this too. You know, one time, like I said, you know, when I was working in a bar and I was seeing how a lot of these narcissists work, you know, they just come up there, they just want attention, and they go back home to their wives. They just need reassurance or something. So even women do this, where they get with a man and they use him because they know that this guy is a good guy. He has a good job. And after this guy is like suspicious about this girl, and then he's like, oh man, I knew you were like these girls. You had a boyfriend this whole time. I knew it because, you know, you were acting funny. And this guy is like, why does this always happen to me? You know, you could be a man thinking like, why does this always happen to me? It might be because this woman reached out to one of her friends and has told her friend, look, this guy bought me Chanel heels, bought me, you know, Fendi, bought me, you know, bought me a Birkin bag, you know, some diamond earrings or whatever it is, you know. This girlfriend of hers, whether she tells her to go after you or she's just bragging about what you've done for her, this friend might even say, I'm a narcissist too, just like my friend, because we all like to get around together. And she told me your name, so I'm going to go online and search for you in her friend list. And I'm going to come for you and prey on you, just like she did. And I'm going to act like it was just an accident. Like I didn't even know who you were, but I remember I seen your number pop up on her phone, even though she didn't tell me your name. But I'm going to keep it a secret. Even women, narcissists are the same way. And this is how you're basically a slave because you're allowing people to fog up your reality, and you're not understanding that they're even working behind the scenes. This is how a lot of narcissists, even people that do business, have to play at a business. These people know each other and they act like they don't know each other because they look at you guys like you guys are followers, and they're gods. And some of them, are good people, and then there's some that treat you like a slave, and you really feel like a slave when you go to work every day. It's like, I know I'm a slave, but you're actually reminding me. And this is where a lot of people get angry. It's like you're a slave, you're doing something because you have to do it. But then sometimes you question why you have to do it because it makes you feel so bad. And you're being hit and you're being abused. And that's what the narcissist does to you. They treat you like you're not a human. Another form of slavery is to be a slave is to be owned by another person. A slave is a human being classed as property and who is forced to work for nothing. This language is often used instead of the word slave to refer to the person and their experiences and to avoid the use of dehumanizing language. So to be owned by another person, you don't have to be locked up, chained up to be owned by a person. Someone not allowing you to be yourself is someone making you feel as if you're a slave. Someone, getting angry with you when you're trying to level up in your life. Someone who acts as if you can't have friends, or who talks bad about your friends or your family, and just doesn't let you be yourself. They want you to do everything for them. And then not only that, but it's never good enough. And they're allowed to disrespect you, but you're not allowed to disrespect them. They're your master. You're their slave. They feel like they're gods, you guys. Another thing is, a modern day of slavery is bribery. Like I said, it's like, when you're a kid, you can be kidnapped. You can be kidnapped by force, or you can be kidnapped by bribery. So I would say like a modern day of slavery is that narcissists can either kidnap you forcefully or by bribery, kind of like giving candy to a baby, right? And the modern way of slavery is that the narcissist uses mind control. So instead of giving you candy, they use your mind to control you. That is modern day slavery. It's like being an indigenous person, and you're being taught new things, but then, like I said, you're being preyed on, and slowly you're forced into belief systems and unrealistic realities. This is why some villages and countries don't allow people just to come in, because of this. The second thing is love bomb. Finding my way to know God. Every church love bombs. Okay, so the second one is love bomb. Love bombing is, I would say, the greatest deceitfulness thing that the narcissist can do while trying to enslave you. So the first one would be mind control, taking control over your mind. That's why I give this scenario. It's like taking candy from a baby. It's like they're either going to take you out forcefully, or they're going to bribe you out of your family, out of what you know, out of your beliefs, your innocence, basically. Second one is love bombing, and this could be anywhere. Like I said, this could be at a church. And in my notes, I'm sorry, that's why I had kind of like stumbled a bit, but the second one, love bombing, hit home to me personally when realizing that I was a slave to this person, was that the love bomb happened where I'm searching for God, I'm searching for answers for my sadness, for my pain. And like I told you guys, like I grew up Catholic, and after leaving that cult, I was, kept searching, it's like I was searching for answers, and I was just searching for answers, and I couldn't find the right answers, and everywhere I went, I just started to realize that it seemed like a big competition. But then I had finally found a cult church, I guess, that I really liked at the moment. And I realized that people were love bombing me in this church, and I felt like the presence of God was there, and that's why I kept going. But then things changed. It's like, you get into these study groups. They force you to study these scriptures, and it's like, if someone seems like they're not studying or they're forgetting information, it's like you're looked at as that person, like that bad kid in class, and it gives you that bad kid in class feeling. But you're an adult, you're going to church, you're going to a place where you're basically hiding from evil. But then you get there, and the same people that were smiling and being nice now it seems like they're turning on you. They're very strict about, relationships. They're trying to marry you with someone that you barely don't even know. And that's where I say that's where that pimp mentality comes, where they're trying to marry you with someone you don't even know, just like the pimp. The pimp's trying to put you with other people, strangers, for money, or the narcissist breaks up with you and they're sending their friends and people for you. It's that same mentality. And you might refuse to get married, and they're like, okay, well, since you don't want to get married with who we want you to get married with, well, now, you're not allowed to get married. You need to serve God for the rest of your life. And if you don't do that, then you can't come to this church anymore. And if you don't come to this church, everyone at this church is going to not talk to you anymore. And you're going to be like, well, the church really doesn't have anything to do with my friends. We have really close relationships and bonds that we have built. But then you leave this cult, and these people that you did so much for, and, you might have even gave them the last of your money, or you've, been there for them, and they were going through cancer. And next thing you know, these people aren't talking to you anymore. And you're like, I thought this was a place of God. And then you go searching at another church, and you're searching. Trust me, I've been in every stage that you can think about trying to find the answers. And what I realized was that when you look for the answers, they start coming to you. And the pain, you will feel pain, because you're going to experience a lot of truths, a lot of lessons, but they will all make sense in the end, even though they don't, because it seems like, why me? I want this pain to end. But these people, even like at these cults, like I said, you know, a lot of these people create their own religions, create their own cults, and they make it a family business, and then they employ people into that family business, only close friends, people closely connected to them, and then they get people to get married with those people, with their followers, and then their followers get married with other people, and then it's like a whole cult filled with people that are brainwashed. And you know, seeing the way they treat people like black sheep, and their attitude is just like a business. It's very business mentality. It's kind of like a narcissist at work. It's like, you know, if you leave, they feel like they could just replace you by another follower. So they're like, okay, leave. I don't care if you talk bad about me. There's going to be many others just like you. Just like when you're in a relationship with them, they're like, okay, you want to leave, you can't take it. Oh yeah, you're finally finding out that I basically pimped you out of your time. Okay, well, leave, you know, or do something to me, because I'm going to continue doing this. It's not going to stop, you know, and this is why some people go mad, you know, and that's why I say narcissists are everywhere, even in the church. But I hope that this video was helpful for you guys. I just really wanted to talk about modern day slavery and just, you know, touch different bases, and, you know, never putting your all into anyone but yourself. You are the creator, you are the God of your life, and you can manifest many great things. But the thing is, the narcissist wants to be a God, but wants to lie and torture people for power. You don't really need to do all that. Everything comes to you easily and freely, and they can't understand that, and they don't want to understand that because it's boring to them. That's literally how they feel. So I hope this message was helpful. They do not change, you know, and if there are some narcissists that change, because I would hope, you know, that there are some people that do change. The best thing that I can tell you is that while that person is possessed to do bad things to people, you shouldn't wait around to see if they're going to change, because they're possessed by something bigger than what you think. And it's all an illusion to break you down. And that's why you can't trust what you see sometimes. So always be awake, aware. Know that these people are everywhere. And be safe, you guys. You know the signs. Your conscious self is always going to tell you when to get out, and a lot of us just never want to listen. We're too afraid, and fear is what kills us. So I'm sending you guys lots of love, peace, abundance. Talk to you guys on the next one. Bye.